We are back. Movie night, ladies and gentlemen, the top pick of the week. For ladies and for the gents, Training Day, starring Denzel Washington and Ethan Hawke. If you've never seen this movie, you gotta go fix your life, lads. I mean, look, we're gonna get right into it, okay? But I'm saying this now, okay, all right, and I say this a lot on the movie of the week episodes, right? That look, I get that some women might be going, oh man, but look, like always, this is not a dude's movie per se. Dudes love it, yes, but this is Denzel. If you love acting performances, Denzel is one of the greatest actors of all time. Now, I would put him in probably the top 5. Maybe you could argue with me, maybe in the top 3, maybe top 10, maybe not at all. All right? Fine, whatever. But I would put him in the top 5 of all time. And this is the greatest Denzel performance of all time. And if you like Denzel, you are missing out, man, because it's not just a crime thriller, this movie. It's a character study, a morality trait. It's demolition derby of acting. Ethan Hawke, absolutely brilliant in this movie as well. No two ways about it. And at the wheel, with the gas pedal floored and no intention of stopping, is Denzel. He plays one badass a-hole in this movie, but insanely charming, insanely charismatic, whatever you call it. And it's his best, full stop. Now, people call this guns, gangs, drugs, crooked cops. Well, it's easy to slap it on, but it's lazy. It's lazy, and this movie, it's universal at its core. It's power, corruption, temptation, morality. There's one or two gunfights, and they don't last long, ladies and gentlemen. So, you know, you're not going to be caught up in a war movie, bloodbath. No, it's not like that. And themes, every human being, we've all dealt with this, you know, like the corruption stuff. No matter who you are, whether you're a man or woman or some green alien eavesdropping on Earth cinema, the film speaks to you. Let's get into it. Now the setup is quite simple. You've got two cops. You got Ethan Hawke plays Jake, and then you got Denzel playing Alonzo. Now, the LAPD, Los Angeles Police Department, they're the narcotics detectives, who Denzel takes him under a wing. He takes Ethan Hawke under his wing for a day's training, hence Training Day. Now, one training day, and except this one day turns into a psychological hell ride for Ethan Hawke, the Jake in the movie. And every scene forces like Jake and us to ask, how much corruption can you justify in the name of justice? You know? And Denzel, he's not just a cop, he's a kingpin in a badge. I mean, he's really a puppet master, a devil in broad daylight, just with the badge. And that makes it worse, because you want to hate him. You can't take your eyes off him. Like I said, terrifying, charismatic, magnetic. You find yourself almost rooting for him. And he comes up with some monologue on this that even though he's justifying the bad stuff in life, you almost gonna go, you gotta give it to this guy. He actually makes sense in some parts of the movie. Yes, sir. And it's good versus evil. It's messy. It's twisted. And it's personal. Genius of the movie is, I think, many ways in how it was built, right? The director didn't just want another cop movie. He wanted authenticity. And boy, God, did he get it. They shot on locations in LA, and the most dangerous neighborhoods, real gang members often present on set. Oh yeah. And guys, I've lived in LA. I haven't seen the real dirty side of like real hardcore dirty. But I've been around the dirty areas too. And I've seen these guys. And believe me, it even takes me back to being in LA because I can see it. And if that gives you any sort of credibility into the realism of the show. All right? And you know, according to the director, I think Fuqua, I'm sorry, even gave instructions to the Latino gang actors in one scene to just heighten the fear, heighten the tension, the confusion, and they didn't tell Ethan Hawke, you know. Sneaky move, but nice. You know, that wasn't acting you see on screen for a lot of the time. Hawke was genuinely unnerved for a lot of it, and it makes the scenes electric, and Denzel almost didn't take the role, believe it or not. And that would have been one hell of a shame, man. He was hesitant. He didn't know if he wanted to play someone that dark. But one of his sons apparently read the script and said, "Dad, you got to do this. You have to do this." And then he changed his mind. And thank God did he. Denzel goes on to win the best actor at the Oscars. No two ways about it. No one was anywhere near him with this performance. Honestly, it was his sewn up. And Denzel has said Alonzo is his favorite character to play of all time. You know, tells you everything. And you can see the enjoyment. Like, honestly, you can really see that Denzel absolutely loved every moment of playing this guy. You can really honestly see it in his persona, what he's letting off, you know. And, you know, I'll say one part. He says at one part in the movie, he says, "King Kong ain't got S on me." And believe me, that sums his character up in one. The ego on this character is insane. And I think a lot of us can relate to this. We know people out there, they won't maybe say it out loud because you're giving the game away and they don't want people to know. But people do think this way, you know? And you know, it became one of the most iconic lines in film history. Now, maybe you've never heard it before, but it's, well, if you haven't, what rock have you been living under, lads? Seriously. And that's what happens when you've got an actor not just playing a role, but just living inside it. The beauty of it is the film doesn't let up. You know, scene after scene, Jake gets pulled deeper into Alonzo's world. There's like, it's quicksand. There's no escape for the guy almost. You know, then there's the poker game with the Latino gangsters. Now, I'm not going to show you any footage on this one for not right now, where Ethan Hawke discomfort is real because the director deliberately left him out of the loop and he wanted the guys to up the ante for him. Now, some realism. And then there's the street scenes that almost look too real. You know, using the real neighborhoods where crime was active. Even brought in figures like T. Rogers from the Black Pea Stones Bloods to ensure authenticity, you know. Even the casting had layers of destiny in it, maybe. Tobey Maguire. Yeah, Tobey Maguire was apparently was going to be playing Jake. Even spent months rehearsing or training with cops. And then he had a conflicting schedule and he had to pull out. Now, I got to admit, you know, look, you love Tobey Maguire or hate him, whatever you think, or in the middle. I've never been a fan of this guy's ever. He's had some great movies, and I've watched them, but I'm certainly not watching for him, I gotta admit. And so I don't think the guy would have been any way good in this movie. No way, I just can't see it. Up against Denzel, Tobey Maguire, forget it, man. Forget it. And I don't want to take anything away from the guy, you know. He's done great. Climax of Training Day is not just one moment. It's a relentless tightening of the noose. And you'll see what I mean when you do actually see it, you know. Alonzo's manipulations, they get worse and worse. Jake's morality gets pushed to its breaking point. And the streets themselves become like a chessboard of survival. And let me say this. The movie builds Alonzo up into a king, but the king falls. I'm not giving away anything, per se, but the king falls. And watching the walls close in on him, watching Denzel rage and roar as the world starts to turn against him, it's poetic justice, man. It really is. You know, the Oscar wasn't a gift. The guy earned it. And what makes it so powerful is not just Alonzo's fate, but Jake's. We've been watching him all day, torn between morality, ambition, and in the end, he has to make a choice. And that's seriously tough. Does he become like Alonzo? Does he stand up against him? I'll just say it like that. We'll leave it there. Let's pack this up. When the credits roll, I honestly, I don't think you'll walk away saying, yeah, great movie, man, great movie. You may walk away feeling like you've lived something. You may not be the biggest fan of this movie at all. All right, but one thing is for sure: if you've got any likability for Denzel Washington and you've never seen this, or you need to rewatch it, this is the movie, man. This is his ninth symphony. And it's essential viewing, not just for crime thrillers. Even I would say at worst. Now, look, I could be wrong, guys. And I won't really want to recommend great movies to you. Even if you don't think the movie's that good, I certainly don't think you're going to be bored at any stage. I honestly don't think you will. And this is why I'm recommending this movie. At worst, probably, you'll think, yeah, good movie. But Denzel, oh my God, oh dear Lord. So, and this is his ninth symphony. Denzel's his crown jewel. That's why Ethan Hawke holds his own as the moral counterweight. Ethan Hawke got nominated for the Best Supporting Actor. Unfortunately, he didn't win. I'd love to have seen him win for it, but he didn't. So if you haven't seen it, lads, fix it. If you've seen it, watch it again. Because movies like this, they don't come around that often.
Peter.
Walsh.